There hasn't been a new asset class created since the bond market in 1693. Well, now there's a new asset class, and it's called the digital asset space. The question is, are you participating? Hey, what's going on, guys? It's the Crypto Siege with another day in the life, in the crazy life that is the digital asset space. What's going on, guys? Listen, very interesting article. This is from yesterday, maybe even a couple of days ago. I think it was yesterday. Wanted to share this. I didn't get a chance to share it yesterday, so I'm going to share with you guys tonight. So listen, guys, this is your XRP Ripple daily news in 0 to 10 minutes. Let's do this. So shout out to Decrypt for this particular article. Digital dollar is back, but Crypto Dad takes issue with it. So the idea of creating a digital dollar has been reintroduced in a recently proposed bill. Yet, ex-CFTC Chairman Christopher Giancarlo says it's being rushed. It's being rushed. So in brief, this is some highlights. A new beer cold relief bill has brought back the idea of creating a digital dollar. The ABC Act wants to authorize the Fed to create a framework. Former CFTC Chairman Christopher Giancarlo argues that the project should not be rushed. So a new beer cold relief bill proposed by U.S. Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib and Pramila Jayapal on April 16th has brought back the idea of creating a digital dollar. Per the bill titled Automatic Boost to Communities, ABC Act, Congress would authorize the Federal Reserve to create a framework for digital dollar account wallets, branded as Fed accounts, that could be used by United States citizens, residents, and local companies to access financial services. Very nice, very nice. Interesting. Okay, so no later than January 1st of 2021, the Secretary shall offer all recipients of boost payments the option to receive their payments in digital dollar wallets, the bill proposes. While the bill does not explicitly state that digital dollars should be based on blockchain or are some form of a cryptocurrency, the term it uses sounds all too familiar. For example, the digital dollar cash wallets should allow users to store, send, and receive digital coins or other digital currency instruments issued by the United States Treasury as legal tender. Interesting. The digital dollar shouldn't be rushed. So yet, according to J. Christopher Giancarlo, aka Crypto Dad, an ex-chairman of the Commodities Futures Trading Commission, the digital dollar project should not be rushed because of the global pandemic. The digital dollar is a much larger undertaking than just a federal government payments infrastructure. It means a tokenized digital form of U.S. legal tender with all the future advantages and challenges it will engender, wrote Giancarlo in an op-ed for CoinDesk. Something as complex and worthy of the United States dollar global importance should not be cobbled together in a crisis. Getting it right will take time. Nevertheless, now is the right time to get started, Giancarlo added. Giancarlo launched the Digital Dollar Project in January, a joint initiative of global consultancy firm Accenture and the Digital Dollar Foundation. There goes Accenture again in the news. So the Digital Dollar Project proposes something far more fundamental, a new additional format for U.S. currency, a digital dollar that has the same legal status as the dollars in one's purse, only on a personal device, he said. As Decrypt reported previously, David Treat, the global head of Accenture's capital markets and one of the directors of the Digital Dollar Project, has also stated that the digital dollar is not something that can be done in weeks, But with China rolling out its digital yuan over the next few months, it may already be too late. So they're still for it, guys. They're still for this digital dollar and digital dollar wallets. They just don't want to rush, right? They don't want to rush it through just because of the vehicle. And I agree with that. So here's an interesting article I wanted to share with you guys as well. You know, we talked on the stream early today, and we talked about, you know, I shared my excitement for those of you who were able to get your stimulus money, and you on your own made a decision to invest in this new asset class that is the digital asset space. And I had mentioned 2 or 3 streams ago that I was excited and looking forward to hear stories of people being able to do that. So congrats to you. But this is another very, very interesting thing. I find this to be very, very fascinating. And this is from Forbes, and it reads, proposed $2,000 monthly stimulus checks and canceled rent and mortgage payments for a year. Well, isn't that interesting? So looks like these are the people here who presented this particular thing, or at least drafted it. Left to right, U.S. Senator Cory Booker, for a Democrat from New Jersey, Representative Ilhan Omar, Democrat from Minnesota, Representative Joe Neguse, Democrat from Colorado, and Representative, no name there on the last one, sorry. The CARES Act provided a lifeline for taxpayers and small businesses, but as a one-time cash payment, many fear that it didn't do enough to support taxpayers in one of our country's greatest times of need, and especially in light of the fact that many people still have not received their stimulus checks. To address this, congressional leaders have made 2 separate proposals. One that would provide Americans over the age of 16 with $2,000 monthly check for up to 12 months. Wow. And one that would cancel rent and mortgage payments through the duration of their beer cold emergency. Through the duration. All right, so let's take a deeper look. Proposal number 1, $2,000 monthly stimulus check. Representatives Ro Khanna, Democrat from California, and Tim Ryan, Democrat from Ohio, introduced the Emergency Money for the People Act. This act, if passed, would provide additional cash payments to Americans who have been impacted by the beer cold pandemic. The Emergency Money for the People Act would provide a $2,000 monthly payment to every qualifying American over the age of 16 for up to 12 months. This would include individuals who were left out of the CARES Act, such as some high school and college students and adults with disabilities who were ineligible to receive the stimulus check because they were claimed as a dependent on another tax return. Monthly stimulus payments would be easier to receive. Not everyone has a bank or a home address. To address this, the Emergency Money for the People Act calls for individuals to get this money through direct deposit, check, prepaid debit card, or mobile money platforms such as Venmo, Zelle, or PayPal. Isn't this interesting? Again, guys, I still think that it's very, very odd that there's just kind of no mention, no word from anyone from Ripple at all in this. It's just, I don't know. So here's the deal. I read that already. Every American age 16 and older making less than $130,000 annually would receive at least $2,000 per month. Married couples earning less than $260,000 will receive at least $4,000 per month. Married couples. Qualifying families with children will receive an additional $500 per child for up to 3 children. Those who had no earnings, were unemployed, or are currently unemployed would also be eligible for the stimulus, even if they didn't file a tax return. Yeah, and this should have been the wording in the last stimulus as well. Those who had no earnings, were unemployed, or currently unemployed would be eligible. They should have had that. It was very, very confusing on this other one, who's eligible and not eligible. You know, because there's some people who are who are adults, who are still able to be claimed as dependents, for whatever the reason, and then it doesn't make it clear whether or not they're eligible for the current thing. And this would make it obviously clear for people in that situation. So anyway, those who were not eligible in 2019 or 2018, but would be eligible in 2020 could submit at least 2 consecutive months of paychecks to verify income eligibility. Gotcha. You can learn more on Rep Connor's website or read the full bill here. Okay, I don't want to read that. So proposal number 2, cancel rent and mortgage payments through the beer cold emergency. Whoa. Representative Ilhan Omar, Democrat from Minnesota, introduced the Rent and Mortgage Cancellation Act. This act, if approved, would call for a nationwide cancellation of rents and home mortgage payments through the duration of the beer cold pandemic or up to 1 year. Wow. The bill would include full rent payment forgiveness for your primary residence, full mortgage payment forgiveness for your primary residence. Whoa. No accumulation of debt for renters or homeowners. No negative impact on their credit rating or rental history. It would establish a relief fund for landlords and mortgage holders to cover losses. Very, very interesting. It would create an optional fund to finance the purchase of private rental properties. Really? An optional fund to finance the purchase of private rental properties to increase the availability of affordable housing. Wow. Interesting. The bill would be retroactive to March 13, 2020, and would last for 1 year unless extended. Renters and homeowners who made payments during April 2020 would be reimbursed for their payments. No double dipping allowed. The bill would only allow taxpayers to receive coverage for their primary residence. It would not cover second homes, vacation homes, or other non-primary residences. Those who have both a mortgage and also rent a home would have to choose the home for which they would want to receive financial relief. Landlords and mortgage companies will be covered through a fund managed through the Department of Housing and Urban Development. The Department of Housing and Urban Development would create a relief fund for lenders and landlords to cover the lost rental and mortgage payments they would have received. Feels like a lot of money passing through some hands. To receive these funds, lenders and landlords would be required to follow federal guidelines for fair lending and renting practices for 5 years. Interesting. So guys, listen, that's some interesting news there. Who knows what's going to go on? But I got to tell you, there's got to be a reason why they're so willing to give up this cash. I'm not sure who would be opposed to this rent thing. I could see the $2,000 perhaps being some pushback, Democrats, Republicans on either side of the aisle kind of pushing back towards the $2,000, right? No, we want more money going in this direction. No, we think we need more money going in this direction, right? But the rent mortgage? Yeah. I'm not sure I would see any pushback. I don't see the pushback on that, but we shall soon see, guys. All right, guys, listen, I am going to wrap up this video like I do all of my videos and remind you of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating, or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.